in color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
On this bitterly cold night, Lee Weber has returned from a part-time job on a fishing boat to face an angry accusation. The boat had barely been secured to the wharf when he found himself face to face with his former attorney, Stephen Cord, who accused him of stealing a gun from Ada Jack's nearby tavern. The charge shocked Lee Weber because it wasn't true. But Lee must now try to control his anger even with passing crewmen. And he must contend with the possibility that whoever took the gun could be determined to use it on him. Who has reason to hate Lee Weber? His blind brother Chris, for one. Chris testified against him in the Ann Howard case. His wife, Sandy, has sided with Chris. There is one other person who has reason to hate him. Rodney Harrington.
What you doing, Rod? What's it look like? Hey, did you steal this stuff from some rich kid, man? Don't tell me you got thrown out of old man Peyton's blue blood mansion.
Why don't you get lost?
Well, where are you gonna live, Rodney?
Here.
Here? You mean to say you're gonna rough it here on the wrong side of the track? Now, that takes courage and a strong stomach, Rod.
Go home, Lee.
Hey, talking about my home, if you're going to be living here, that means we're going to be neighbors. I wish I could think of something nice to do to welcome you to our neighborhood, Rodney. I guess all I can say is feel free to stop by our house anytime you feel like it, anytime you need a cup of sugar or maybe some pancakes or hot dogs or something. Our house is right around the corner, Rod. Ah. I forgot, you know where my house is. You've been there once before, haven't you? That I know of. Let me help you, Rod.
You know, you have a little trouble getting to the point, don't you, Lee? I told you what happened between Sandy and me was an incident, that's all.
Oh, you mean it was just a kiss somewhere between a handshake and a pat on the back,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. I'll tell you something else, too. I'm living on this wharf because it's convenient and cheap, not because I like the neighborhood or the neighbors.
In other words, if every once in a while I can't find Sandy, I shouldn't bother looking for her here, right?
That's right.
I wish I could believe you, Rod.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
Hey, you may have invented a new thing here, Ron. A garage motel. Get your tires fixed, a grease job, tank filled, and sack in all in one friendly locale.
All right, Lee, I got your message. You're warning me to stay away from your wife again. Now get out of here before I throw you out.
You think you can do it, Rodney?
Yeah, I think I can do it, and I don't mind trying either.
You know, Rodney, when the heat cools off in this town, you and me are gonna have to go back to the mat again. But right now...
Right now, you're copping a plea. And I'm not listening either. Now get lost, Lee. Lost.
Whatever you say, Rod.
I thought I told...
Welcome to the neighborhood, Rod.
know, you had a lot of fun a while ago telling me about Joe Chernock and how you remembered everything about his death. But there's one thing you forgot, Lee. Joe tried to see how far he could push me. Now, when he died, I swore I'd never let a man get me so violent, so mad as he made me get. Well, I'm gonna make you an exception to that rule. If you try to push me again, you're gonna get your head handed to you.
Take more than a hammer to back me down, Rodney.
Get out.
It's way past your bedtime, little brother.
Lee, I want to talk to you.
Chris, please.
Good night, Chris.
Stephen Cord came into the cider barrel today. And he
Look, never
told
mind
me...
about that right now, Sandy. You tired, honey, huh? You look tired.
What are you mad about?
Hey, I've been missing you. Missing you bad.
What's the matter with you?
You've been missing me, huh, baby?
Let me go. Please
You know
leave.
how long it's been since you've kissed me, huh, baby? Huh? Well, I'm tired, too. I'm tired of sleeping on that lumpy cock, baby. I've had that cut.
If you don't leave me alone, I'll leave you.
I knew you were going to say that. You know why, huh? Because your curly-headed little boyfriend moved in next door, and that's why you're so hipped up on leaving me, isn't it? You don't think I don't know that, huh? Oh, come on, baby. Now, don't you tell me you didn't know Rodney was moving into the garage, baby. Don't tell me.
You're hurting me!
You get back in your cage, little brother, before I throw you right out in that snow. I'll be it, boy.
Chris, do what he says.
Leave her alone!
Stop it! Stop it!
Say please, Sandy. You always say please, Sandy.
Not anymore!
I bet you just got guys coming out of the woodwork after you, huh, baby?
Yeah, there are a lot of people that like me.
Oh, sure, Sandy. You're a real likable type. You're sure good at swinging that blind man's cane around, little brother.
Chris and I are going to the movies. We plan to this afternoon.
To the movies?
Yeah, the movies.
What are you going to do there, little blind brother, huh? Eat popcorn?
Your dinner's in the oven.
No, thank you. I'm going to go over to White River and get myself one of those barbecue beef sandwiches. And besides, the people are a lot friendlier there. About that gun, Sandy.
What about it?
You know, the one missing from Ada Jack's? Well, I bumped into Stephen Cord on the way home, and he asked me about it. Well, I told him, I said, well, I didn't take any gun, Stephen. I don't need a gun, do I, Sandy? I've got these big old bare hands.
Yeah, your hands are great.
They do a lot, don't they, baby, huh?
They're great for pushing.
Aren't you ever going to go to sleep, Matthew? No? You're going to be a night owl? All right, then. You're going to have to listen to something. Dear Dr. Rossi, I'm sorry I missed talking to you on the telephone. I got to the bookstore just as you hung up. Maybe next time I'll be luckier. That sounds kind of squishy, doesn't it? Okay. I have to copy it over anyhow. I've been reading the books you told me to read. When you get back, perhaps you'll have time to explain some of it. It's all more complicated. do you spell complicated? No. Go away, go away. There's nobody here. Don't answer. Go away. Shh, Matthew. It's all right, darling. It's all right. Hello?
Took you long enough to answer.
Who is this?
You know good and well who it is.
What do you want?
Just to speak to my niece, if you don't mind.
Well, I do mind.
Don't hang up.
How did you know the Carsons were out?
I got ways.
Have you been watching this house?
Maybe.
Well, I hope they catch you.
No, you don't. You need someone to keep an eye on you. This isn't Hastings Valley. You're the kind of girl that might get herself into trouble.
Somebody's at the door. I've got to go.
Don't answer.
I've got to go.
Don't hang up.